In the beginning there was chaos. From this chaos emerged the first semblance of order, the birth of government. Long before the rise of skyscrapers and the digital age, the dawn of civilization was marked by the creation of the first governments. These early systems of governance were not born in isolation, but were a product of the societies they emerged from, reflecting their values, beliefs, and aspirations. In the sun-drenched lands of ancient Egypt, the pharaohs held absolute power, their rule believed to be ordained by the gods themselves. Here, government was synonymous with divine authority, and the pharaoh's word was law. This theocratic structure allowed the rulers to maintain order and carry out monumental projects like the construction of the pyramids. In contrast, the city-states of ancient Greece birthed a different form of governance, one that valued public discourse and citizen participation. Here, in the cradle of democracy, the men of Athens would gather in the agora, a central public space, to debate and decide on matters of state. This democratic experiment was revolutionary, introducing the concept of citizens shaping their own government. Then there was Rome, the republic that became an empire. Its system of governance, a mix of democratic and autocratic elements, paved the way for an effective administration that could manage a vast and diverse territory. The Roman law code, known for its advanced legal principles, became a blueprint for many modern legal systems. In all these civilizations, the government played a crucial role in maintaining order, establishing laws, and providing public services. From managing resources and constructing infrastructure to administering justice and conducting diplomacy, these early governments set the stage for the complex systems we know today. These early seeds of civilization sown in the fertile grounds of Egypt, Greece, and Rome were the beginnings of a journey that would see governments evolve, adapt, and transform as societies changed and new ideas took root. Thus, the seeds of government were sown, destined to grow and evolve with the march of time. As the dust of fallen empires settled, a new form of government took center stage, the monarchy. The Middle Ages, spanning from the 5th to the 15th century, saw the rise of monarchies and feudal systems, a stark contrast to the republics and democracies of the ancient world. Monarchies, with their kings and queens, dukes and duchesses, lords and ladies, were not just about crowns and castles. They were complex systems of governance, where power was often hereditary and centralized. The monarch, sitting at the top of this pyramid, held ultimate authority over the land and its people. Under the monarch were the nobles, individuals bestowed with lands and titles in exchange for their loyalty and military service. Beneath the nobles were the knights who pledged their swords to their lords, and at the base of this pyramid were the serfs, the majority of the population, who labored on the lands of their lords in return for protection. But power dynamics were not always set in stone. The signing of the Magna Carta in the 13th century marked a significant milestone. This document, forced upon King John of England by his barons, limited the power of the monarch for the first time. It set a precedent that even the king was not above the law. This was a revolutionary concept, one that would go on to influence political thought for centuries to come. Yet despite the Magna Carta, monarchs in the Middle Ages continued to wield significant power. They dictated law, collected taxes, and led their nations into war. Monarchies were the dominant form of government, shaping societies and influencing cultures across the globe. Monarchies dominated, yet beneath the surface, the tides of change were stirring. These tides would eventually give rise to the Age of Revolutions, altering the course of history forever. But that's a story for another day. For now we leave the Middle Ages behind, with its kings and queens, its knights and serfs, and its legacy of power, politics, and progress. A storm was brewing in the hearts of the people, a storm that would sweep away the old and usher in the new. The Age of Revolutions marked a pivotal era in human history, a period where the desire for change and freedom sparked a series of uprisings that would forever alter the course of governance. Now, let's step back in time to the 17th century. England was the stage for the first of these significant revolutions. The English Revolution, a conflict of power between the Parliament and the monarchy, marked a turning point in the history of governance. The outcome was a constitutional monarchy, a system where the monarch's power was limited by law. Fast forward a century to the American Revolution. The colonists, driven by their quest for independence from British rule, fought back. The victory of the 13 colonies marked the birth of the United States of America, one of the first modern democracies. The American Revolution served as a beacon for nations worldwide, inspiring them to question the absolute authority of their rulers. The French Revolution, ignited by the American Revolution's success, was a decade-long period of political and social upheaval in France. It ended the age-old monarchy, establishing a republic that championed the rights of citizens. The French Revolution's profound influence was felt across the globe, setting the stage for the modern concept of human rights. These revolutions were not just about overthrowing rulers, they were about the shift of power from the monarch to the people, about citizens claiming their rights. They were about the people, for the first time, having a say in how they were governed. These revolutions were the crucibles in which modern democracies were forged. The age of revolutions had reshaped the landscape of governance, paving the way for democracies. These revolutions, these seismic shifts in power, set the stage for the world we live in today, a world where the people are the ones who hold the power. In the ashes of revolutions, modern democracies were born. It was through countless struggles for freedom and equality that the concept of democracy took firm root. The key principles of democracy, the rule of law, free and fair elections, and the protection of fundamental rights, began to shape the political landscapes of nations. In the heart of democracy lies the Constitution, a nation's guiding document, a beacon that illuminates the path to justice, equality, and liberty. Constitutions lay down the framework for governance, defining the balance of power and ensuring that no single entity holds absolute control. They uphold the rule of law, a principle that every citizen, regardless of their status, is subject to the law. Elections, the hallmark of democratic societies, serve as the conduit through which the voice of the people is heard. Through ballots, citizens exercise their right to choose their leaders, their representatives, and in a broader sense, the direction of their nation's journey. Elections represent the collective will of the people, the essence of democracy. Yet, the story of modern democracies is incomplete without mentioning the undeniable influence of global politics. The two world wars shook the foundations of the world, reshaping borders, ideologies, and political systems. The Cold War, a chess game of power between the United States and the Soviet Union, further sculpted the political landscape, dividing the globe into two ideologically opposed camps. In the aftermath of these global conflicts, the United Nations was formed as a beacon of collective action and global governance. It sought to mend the fragmented world, promoting peace, human rights, and international cooperation. It continues to play a crucial role, influencing global politics and guiding governments towards a more harmonious world order. The stage was set for a new era of governance, an era that continues to this day. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, modern democracies continue to evolve, adapting to new challenges and striving to uphold the principles that define them. From the ashes of the past, we look to the future, a future where the face of government continues to evolve. As we traverse the digital horizon, we see the contours of a new world taking shape, one where technology and governance intertwine, creating possibilities we've only begun to imagine. Let's consider the concept of digital democracy. No longer confined to town halls or the ballot box, the democratic process could become a daily activity, accessible from the palm of our hands. Imagine having the ability to vote on local issues, propose laws, or engage in public discourse, all through a mobile app. This could bring us closer to a true democracy, where every voice, every opinion matters. Yet, this brave new world isn't without its challenges. As we digitize our governments, we must grapple with questions of privacy and security. How do we ensure that our digital identities are protected? How do we prevent cyber attacks from disrupting our democratic processes? These are questions we must answer as we stride into the digital future. And then, there's the prospect of artificial intelligence in governance. From automating mundane tasks to making data-driven policy decisions, AI could revolutionize how our governments function. But again, we must tread carefully. The use of AI in governance raises ethical questions about transparency, accountability, and bias. It's a delicate balance, harnessing the power of AI while ensuring it serves the interests of all citizens, not just a privileged few. As we gaze into the future, one thing remains certain. The journey of government from the dawn of civilization to the digital age is a testament to our collective quest for order, justice, and progress. We've come a long way, but our journey is far from over. As we continue to evolve, so too will our governments, forever adapting to serve the needs of their people.